Today we're talking about a book that has truly changed the conversation around cancer, Kris Carr's book, Crazy Sexy Cancer Tips. Now, this isn't your typical cancer memoir. It's a raw, honest, and often hilarious account of Kris's journey with a rare and incurable cancer, but more importantly, it's a guide to living life on your own terms, even when the odds are stacked against you. So, let's rewind to 2003. Kris Carr, a vibrant young woman with a thriving career in photography and acting, receives news that turns her world upside down. During a routine mammogram, she's diagnosed with epithelioid hemangioendothelioma, a rare vascular cancer affecting her liver and lungs. Stage 4. In her own words, she felt like she was staring down the barrel of a gun. But instead of succumbing to fear, Kris decides to take charge of her health and her life in a way that's both revolutionary and inspiring. Now, Kris's journey isn't just about battling cancer. It's about embracing the chaos and finding empowerment in the most unexpected places. She describes her initial reaction as a mix of shock and disbelief, but she quickly realizes that she has a choice. She can either let cancer define her, or she can redefine what it means to live with cancer. One of the first things Kris does is gather her support system. She calls her parents, her ex, and her dear friend Doug Ullman, who happens to be the president of the Lance Armstrong Foundation. Her family rallies around her, and together they embark on what Kris calls Cancer College. They learn more about her diagnosis in 2 hours than she did during 4 years of college. But amidst the medical jargon and statistics, Kris discovers something crucial. Fear of recurrence never really goes away. But here's where Kris's story takes a turn. Instead of letting fear paralyze her, she decides to dive headfirst into the world of alternative medicine. She becomes what she calls a healing junkie, exploring everything from liver flushes and gallbladder cleanses to wheatgrass shots and meditation. Now, some of these methods might sound a bit out there, but Kris's approach is all about finding what works for her. She becomes her own health advocate, questioning doctors, seeking second opinions, and ultimately taking control of her treatment plan. Kris's journey is also about finding humor in the darkest moments. She describes her first wig shopping experience as a nightmare, but she soon learns to embrace the wig life, even going as far as hosting wig nights with her friends. She finds joy in the absurdity of it all, and in doing so, she discovers a newfound sense of freedom. But Kris's story isn't just about her. It's about the incredible community of women she meets along the way. She connects with other young women facing similar challenges, and together they form a cancer posse. These women share their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, creating a support network that becomes a lifeline for Kris. She learns that she's not alone, and that there's strength in numbers. Kris also delves into the emotional and psychological aspects of living with cancer. She talks about the importance of processing her diagnosis, and the need to grieve the loss of her former life. She establishes a 3-day rule for wallowing in self-pity, but after that, she pushes herself to move forward. She learns to listen to her inner voice, to prioritize her needs, and to say no to the things that don't serve her. One of the most powerful aspects of Kris's story is her emphasis on self-care. She encourages readers to create a sacred space in their homes, a place where they can connect with themselves and find peace. She also emphasizes the importance of nourishing the body with healthy, plant-based foods. She shares her own journey with nutrition, from her days of relying on convenience foods to her eventual embrace of a raw vegan diet. She believes that food is medicine, and that by making conscious choices, we can support our bodies in their healing process. Kris's story is also a testament to the power of creativity. She uses writing and filmmaking as a way to process her experience and to connect with others. She documents her journey in a documentary called Crazy Sexy Cancer, which not only raises awareness, but also inspires others to share their stories. She believes that creativity is a powerful tool for healing, and that by expressing ourselves, we can find meaning and purpose in our experiences. But perhaps the most inspiring aspect of Kris's story is her refusal to be defined by her diagnosis. She rejects the notion that cancer is a death sentence, and instead, she chooses to live life to the fullest, She gets married, she writes a book, she continues to pursue her passions, she proves that it's possible to live a vibrant, fulfilling life, even with a cancer diagnosis. In the end, Kris's message is one of hope and empowerment. She encourages readers to take control of their health, to seek out support, and to find joy in the journey. She reminds us that we are more than our diagnoses, and that we have the power to shape our own narratives. So, if you're looking for a book that will inspire you to live life on your own terms, Crazy Sexy Cancer Tips is a must-read. It's a celebration of resilience, courage, and the indomitable human spirit. Kris Carr has shown us that even in the face of adversity, we can choose hope and empowerment over fear and despair. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of BrightLearn. I hope Kris's story has inspired you as much as it has inspired me. Remember, you are not alone, and there is always hope. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep shining your beautiful light.
This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book Crazy Sexy Cancer Tips by Kris Carr. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.